The Raiders suck. We said this in the offseason, and
Mhm.
then we had some fans go on like an entire tangent about how they could be good this season, how uh we got some players in the offseason and they're like, yeah, we could be good, but we have a good punter too, but probably not. We're probably not gonna be good. We're probably gonna suck. And you picked them to go, I believe, 3-14. That's still probable, but you picked it assuming Jimmy G would be hurt and not there. But this is a team that I have a hard time believing that they're gonna win more than 2 or 3 more games here. And then
Yeah.
this whole Josh McDaniel experiment is kind of a disaster because he's someone that backed out of the Colts job and then embarrassed himself there, pretty much harmed his reputation from getting him another job where the Raiders were the only team that wanted to give him a shot at
Yeah.
being a head coach. And he was brought there to fix Derek Carr, didn't want Derek Carr, brings in his old guy, Jimmy Garoppolo, and then Jimmy Garoppolo comes in there and does nothing but lead the league in interceptions after being there. And then Josh McDaniels has proven he's not the greatest head coach in the world. Maybe the communication isn't there. A lot of players would. Brandon Marshall said, "No one felt, no one made me feel more prepared for the game, but just the communication, the way he dealt with players, the people management, it's just not a specialty of him. And he's a
Mhm.
much better coordinator than he is a leader of a team and a squad and a leader of men."
Yeah, I think that, there's certain head coaches in the NFL that operate better as an OC or a DC. And I think Josh McDaniels, if he wants to go and be an offensive coordinator somewhere, sure, he deserves an opportunity there. But you have all this talent on offense. Jimmy Garoppolo has brought a team to a Super Bowl, has been a consistent winner in this league. You have Josh Jacobs, who was a monster last year. You have Devontae Adams, one of the best receivers in the league. Jacoby Myers, really solid number two. He's been playing great this season, but like there's just something in the air there. Devontae's not happy. Josh Jacobs isn't happy. I don't think anybody on this team. Max Crosby's not happy. So you have your players that are turning against you. And when you have your players starting to question your head coach, it's the beginning of the end for you. So we have about 8 more games of Josh McDaniels as a head coach before he's an offensive coordinator somewhere.
Probably
So
New England.
it's probably going to be New England. Let's be real. But credit to the Lions, but the Raiders, you got a lot of things to figure out. Devontae will not be here next year. That's my prediction. He's gonna get out of there. He's not
Yeah.
happy. They're not utilizing him nearly enough. Say what you will about, some of those missed opportunities, but when Devontae has one catch, there's something wrong with that offense. So that's my big takeaways from this game. Devontae, free this man from Las Vegas. He's not a gambling man. Go out and bring him somewhere else. The Chiefs would love him. The Bills would love him. Someone that can operate him the way he deserves. He deserves another opportunity elsewhere because the Raiders are not a fit for him.
Yeah, the Raiders aren't a fit for him, and then free Max Crosby because he's a guy who has been a monster. Now, here's a guy who has played 341 more snaps over the past 3 years than any other player. Just the utmost example of a professional showing up to work, even though it's not the best work environment. It's kind of a toxic environment in the Las Vegas Raiders locker room, how it has been with Mark Davis. Then you had the whole John Gruden situation. He's done nothing there but pop off your screen every time I look up Max Crosby's making a play. So shout out to him for just being there, grinding. He went through his journey with sobriety as well. He has a great story if you want to look into that and listen to a few of the things he's done in the past and podcasts he's been on, just talking about his journey. But he's the utmost example of a professional. So he's someone who really deserves a shot to play on a contender, whether it's Seattle just getting another pass rusher and bolstering up their pass rush there, or a team like I don't know, that's trying to contend. Maybe Miami, they need some more defensive help there. If they can
Yeah.
swing it and then have him for a year before they decide whether or not they want to pay Tua, but get Max Crosby to a place to win because he deserves it.